Did you like that? I tried to freestyle during the countdown.
Yeah, it was quite disturbing, man. Yeah, I just heard like a oh yeah. I was just like, oh Lord, we're gonna get cancelled. What's this all about? I had
Okay.
nothing to do with that, folks.
Are you suggesting I don't do that again?
Yeah, please. Never,
Okay.
ever. Not even in
Um,
private when we
one second.
here and we do our debrief.
I'm getting some echo. Okay. Okay, it's gone. It's gone. It's fine. Um. So yeah. Doctor Strange episode 4. It was
What if?
dark.
So cool. Yeah. Yeah, it was quite disturbing. I mean, I'm trying to gauge it on a scale of 1 to 10 compared to what you did in the intro. What was more disturbing? I don't. I'm gonna give it to you. You slightly edge it.
I mean, I didn't kill anybody.
Yeah, but his was out of uncontrollable grief, where he couldn't control himself. Yours, I don't know what was going through your head. I mean,
I
when
was
you
trying to.
started, when you did the first, oh, did something in your mind said, "Yeah, Manny, that sounds cool. Let me just follow it up with a second, yeah."
I mean, I'm going to play it back, and if it sounds really cool, I'm going to do it again, regardless of what you think.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay. Ah, yeah. That's
I mean, I didn't kill anybody, unlike Doctor Strange, who let his hubris and arrogance destroy an entire universe. Bad
See,
Doctor
that's where we
Strange.
always disagree, Manny P. You know, and I don't know if I'm a villain or what I am, but I don't think it's arrogance that causes that. The man is in pain.
Oh God.
He's in pain. So
Go,
just a
carry
quick,
on, carry on.
you know, a quick rundown of what's happened. In this episode of What If, it's basically stating what if it was Doctor Strange's lady, his partner, his woman, the love of his life, that died in the car accident instead of him? How would those circumstances affect what would happen? Well, just like in when it happened to Doctor Strange, he went on a similar journey of self-discovery, trying to fix the wrongs that happened, got the powers, did the training, and did all of that. But I think his sole purpose behind doing all of that was to find a way to try and change what had happened. And again, to me, that's not arrogance. That's just pain. You know, sometimes there are some people who literally mean it when they say they would set the world on fire for someone's love, or destroy the world if the world took from them what they cherish the most. And in this case, that's what happened.
What I'm actually doing right now, I'm actually just analyzing you psychologically. I'm trying to work out
Yeah.
what psychological ailments you have, and possibly what prescription medication you need.
Yeah, see, folks, the reason why he's saying that is because, as you all saw when we did our little first, you know, vehement at the movie vlog, when we went to watch Shang-Chi yesterday, which was awesome, 10 out of 10. So for those, please go and watch it because we are going to be doing a review on it over the weekend, next weekend.
Yeah,
So
we're
that's the
going to give
weekend.
everybody a week to go and watch it. So
Yes. So don't kill us, don't write in, don't be mad if there's spoilers because there will be spoilers revealed next week.
and
That's
and
why
if
we
you
actually refrain
and
from
if you
doing it
do write
yesterday.
in, make sure you post the letters to Davie's house, not to my house. That'd be great.
Yeah, let me get the bad fan mail. You know, I'll adjust because I'm giving y'all enough warning. But just like in yesterday, when we went to the movies yesterday, some events happened, and that's why he's analyzing because it seems like I always have a thing, a soft spot for the villainous type in certain circumstances,
No,
just like in this.
so let's get straight into it. So Doctor Strange basically tries to use his powers to get his girlfriend back, and that essentially leads to him actually ending his entire universe in one way or another. To me, I think it is
But let's not
arrogance.
just jump. Let's not just jump ahead that far. Remember, he tried every time he did reverse time and tried to save her. She would always die, no matter what he did. She would always die. And it became such a recurrent thing that literally, exactly, Bam. And it became such a recurrent thing that at one point, this actually topped the weird scale. It actually beat Manny P's intro. There's one point when you actually
My
see the
intro was
Watcher
awesome.
in the background, watching him as he keeps reversing time, like a weirdo. He's just standing, just in space, just watching and not doing anything or whatever.
That
Saying,
is
"Oh, I
literally
finished
his
the
job,
thing."
by the way.
Yeah, but if you're gonna be watching someone, Manny, at least do it privately where we can't see you. You're
He
just
can
standing
nobody.
there, just
No, nobody can see the
we
Watcher.
could.
The way they, yeah, but we're also outside of that universe looking in as well. We're also voyeurs. We're
Yes,
also
but the
looking into
difference
the
is they can't see
universe.
us. We can see him. He can't see us. Or can he?
Maybe he can. I mean, I don't know. Yatu's very powerful. And the only reason in this episode Doctor Strange can see Yatu is because he becomes so powerful he can actually sense he's there, and he asks him, "You're a god, you help," and Yatu says, "I'm not a god. I can't intervene." It's a good job. They
Yeah,
get
I
paid.
can't intervene. Yeah, but you see what he says? He said, I can't intervene. He didn't say, I can't do it. I can't intervene means that based on whatever rules you've agreed to, you're not going to be. Yeah, I swear I glimpsed him right there. The big head that looks like, what's his name? Megamind. That Megamind looking head in the background. Sorry, Megamind. But yeah. But it's really sad, going back to it, what you say, Manny. It's like no matter what he tried, he could not change the outcome of what's happening. And then we
No,
get to learn that there are certain things that's called absolutes, which must happen.
yeah. So it seems as though very much within the Marvel, in each different Marvel universe, there were certain events that have to happen in that universe. So like I think we touched upon this before. It feels as though every universe has to have a Loki type character. Maybe every universe has to have like a Captain something type character. Maybe just maybe something specific to this universe only for some reason. In this universe, Doctor Strange's girlfriend always has to die.
Yeah, it's like you said, there are some absolutes, like, you're saying like a captain. I mean, we all know who the first captain was.
Captain Birdseye,
No,
my first captain.
no. Captain
Bloody love fish
Caveman.
fingers. Hmm?
Captain Caveman was the first one.
He was your
Didn't he
first
wear a bow
captain.
tie? Didn't he
Captain
wear a bow
Caveman
tie?
never fed me, okay? Captain Birdseye fed me.
Captain
And he had a
Birdseye,
cooler beard.
Captain Caveman.
So my brother says he couldn't change the timeline as he needed magic to do it. If no magic, he can't save her. And Bavik's captain is Captain Scarlet. Yeah, so I tell you what, I think it's extremely arrogant and hubris of Doctor Strange.
Please do.
What you see with Doctor Strange is constantly this unwillingness to let go of the past and to try and fix and change everything. And through his obsession with not being in control of situations, and I think this is it. He's just obsessed with trying to control everything, and he just needed to accept that part of his life was over. The universe told him, look, it doesn't matter how many times you try, she's going to die. There's no other outcome here, yet he's willing to destroy universes to actually do so. And to be fair to Doctor Strange, they do split in two. There is a Doctor Strange that realizes this is a step too far. But then there's the other Doctor Strange, which starts absorbing all kinds of weird demons and stuff. So yeah, he can't break this loop of her dying, like in Groundhog Day. And it's almost like he's offended by that he's not as powerful as destiny and time.
Well, I didn't interpret that way that he felt offended. I'm more interpreting
Yeah,
like
you
he's
wouldn't.
saying, well, why must she die in order for me to do what you want me to do? Which I can understand that if he's willing to actually still, get the training, become what they want him to be, become Doctor Strange, then why can't he have both worlds? The same way, now Tony Stark has made everyone aware now that he's Tony Stark as well as Iron Man. So now there's no, he doesn't have to have that double life like, like other other characters in other comics, like for instance Batman, still running around playing Bruce Wayne here, then jump into Batman and all of that there. Whereas if everyone knew who he was, if he's in a meeting is boring and you don't want to be dealing with it. Oh, what's that, Alfred? Oh, gee, yeah, sorry guys, I got to go or whatever. Whew, thank God for that one, Alfred. You got me out of that meeting. You could be honest and say that. But if someone is willing to actually still do what they're supposed to do, then why can't they have the best of it, have their normal life as well as do what they're supposed to do? If it's not going to detract from what they have to do, then what is the issue? Why must she die? I mean, that is extreme, don't you think? It's not like saying, oh, we're going to make her sick for a while. She's going to be terminally sick and he's trying to find a cure. They're like, nope, you die.
But this is a real life problem we all have to deal with at some point. We lose people too soon, all of us do. And this is all something we have to go through. And it doesn't matter how much we try and fix this. We can't repair this because that is life, and life has a natural flow. And Doctor Strange literally tries to reverse this and change this timeline.
Why couldn't he, in that instance, rather than go out with her, he just say, you know what? Let me just go on like a Tinder date or something and bring out the Tinder date. It happens to the Tinder date. My bad, hun, but Well,
that was the point. That's what they're trying to tell. Like, whatever scenario he tries to concoct, she would have died. She could have stayed alone in her room. Something probably would have happened. They probably would have crashed the satellite into her apartment or something and killed her that way. It didn't matter. She, for whatever reason, that universe had destined her to die at that exact moment.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But, when Doctor Strange decides that he's actually more powerful than the entire universe, says, screw everybody else, screw everybody else's heartbreak as well, because other people have been through exactly what Doctor Strange has been through, and he hasn't bothered to think about all these other people who have lost maybe children at a young age and stuff like that, children who have lost their parents. No, he just thought about himself and just wanted his girlfriend back.
And guess who will never have children?
Who?
She won't, because she dead. She dead, Manny. She dead. She won't get to have no kids.
And that proves my point exactly. You can't change that. That's the universe at play.
Well, I don't blame Doctor Strange. I'm out there. I support you, dude. Destroy the whole universe right there. They don't want to give you what you want. Let the pervy watcher and everyone else, the ancient one, all of them.
In the comments, let me know, is Davie slightly psychopathic or not? Please let me know. Or sociopathic, maybe. Maybe sociopathic's more the correct term.
I'm an empath. I feel the pain.
No, you're only feeling the pain of one person. You're not feeling the pain of the entire universe, which now no longer.
I'm feeling the pain of two people, him and her.
Duh.
Exactly, Manny. Duh. They feel the pain.
Okay. Okay. Duh, indeed. So yeah. So I think we'll park that there. I think we'll agree to disagree and agree that maybe the police should probably pay you a visit at some point this week, just to make sure.
We need to have a word with you because you keep siding with these bad guys. Is there something going on? We need your tablet. We need to check everything.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. So my brother says you're psychotic, which is so that's.
I think I mean you, Manny. You're psychotic, Manny.
No, definitely you. Definitely you.
I've never seen you. Oh my man, you need to change your ways. I've never seen you sided with a villain before. Why? What is your problem with these bad guys who are
because they're villains? That's why I've never sided with one, because they're villains. They're bad guys. They're not meant to be sided with.
But from the villain's perspective, you're the bad guy. So who's really the villain?
The villain.
You, exactly. Because right now, to me, you're the villain.
Yeah, and to me right now, you're a hole.
Awesome person. Thank you.
I see. My brother's actually going to report you tomorrow, just so you know. Um,
They're going to come here with all kind of snippets. Yes, at 2 minutes and 4 seconds, Davie, you said this and you said, can you explain that?
You're going to have a SWAT team flying through your window at some point tomorrow.
I'm making sure there's no objects, nothing that they can misinterpret for any dangerous goods or anything that they can say, yep, we wasn't sure what that was.
I see the next comment. I'm not going to put it on the screen just in case somebody does watch. I know what it means.
Hashtag,
I know what it means.
We get cancelled.
Yeah, I know what it means.
You have to show me when we go off the air.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think there are like lots of cool bits from this episode, which I think might have a wider impact on the MCU. So the bad Doctor Strange, who I'm going to call Davie Doctor Strange.
Dr. D.
Yeah, Dr. D. Oh God, that sounds. Let's not call him Dr. D.
Yeah.
let's not
get someone in the comments like, I thought you vermin were decent. You know, my kids and I were watching it, and then I'm hearing about, pervert watcher, and then now one of them calling himself Dr. D. What is next?
Well, exactly. What if Doctor Strange
became Dr. D?
Thank you. And the comments are saying as well, like, let's not do that. Let's not call him Dr. D. What if Dr. Stephen Strange had an OnlyFans account? I think that's going to be the next episode in What If.
Yes, his new name would be Dr. D, and he's ready to see you. Are you ready for your examination?
And I can imagine now. He's just got that cloak, and anyway. That's the only thing he's wearing.
And in certain scenes, Wong comes in as his backup.
What do you mean, Wang?
Yeah, it's not Wang.
This is my assistant. Well, in this universe, he'll be called Wang. This is my assistant, Wang. He's happy to see you. You guys are really trying to get cancelled. It's not us. It's not us. It's the universe.
Yeah. See now, imposing. Look at that point taken. You see how I just proved my point by that, and you didn't even realize what happened. Bav just proved just now. Right now, we are seen as the villains, but to us, we're not the villains. Right there. Only fans is, but we are getting the blame as well. Also, see, Manny, you have to relate to the villain because now you were just cast as a villain.
I think we can. I mean, I'm happy. I mean, this circumstance, I'm happy to be called the villain. Sorry, because we are. You know, you got to accept your role in life. Sometimes you're the good guy. Sometimes you're the bad guy.
Yeah.
And together we are Strange Wang. That could be the name of a great band, by the way.
Yeah.
Just start a band and call it that.
Performing at your local Weatherspoons Fridays between 6 o'clock and 8 p.m. Happy hour.
We it definitely would be a happy hour, and we do weddings as well. Tell it to the psychiatrist. I think we're gonna have to. I think our next stream might have to be a psychiatrist just sitting in on this stream.
But you see how that intertwined into what we were talking about just before we went on the air. That why is there not enough psychiatrists in these situations?
Well, to be fair,
superhero.
Let's talk about it. So yeah, I mean, Scarlet Witch clearly was in need of help after her trauma. Doctor Strange now.
Grief counseling. He needs that.
He needed counseling, but I think he went for more kind of like an Eastern route, didn't he? He went to Carmitage to go and get the counseling he needed. And to be fair, in our universes, Doctor Strange, like Wong and the Ancient One and all those guys, they do kind of help him out and they give him the help he needs. Unfortunately, his hubris still plays a major factor with him.
Yeah, but I think what it comes down to with some of these guys, since if you want to go down that route to say it's because of their hubris, their arrogance, I think what it means is they need to be challenged by someone who's superior to them intellectually. Because I think it's very hard. It's very hard for someone who's very intellectual, very intelligent, that's got all of these qualifications to actually take advice from someone who they're deemed like, well, I'm more qualified than you, so what would you know?
Yes, as my cousin says, it didn't he get counselling? However, it wasn't working for him. So yeah, he did try and get counselling, but again, maybe Doctor Strange is hubris, and because he's a medical professional himself.
Exactly. And he's going to look down on them. He's going to look at it, well, I'm a surgeon, first-rate surgeon, and you're just sitting there taking notes.
Yeah. Yeah, so again, this is all part of his arrogance. He needs to respect their line of work and understand that they might be really good at what they do.
Yeah, but then also, like you said, when someone is going through grief, they don't even care who you are or what you are. They just can't see past their pain.
Absolutely.
And that was his thing. He couldn't see past his pain, not because he's arrogant, but just because he's hurting. When you're hurt, you do crazy, crazy, crazy things. I mean, real talk.
Because of bad patience.
Yeah, real talk, no joke. Like literally, I was in that position like in December after my grand passed away. I couldn't see past anything, any of that, no matter what anyone would say or what they would do. Literally, I felt like I was on a path of self-destruction because I couldn't change something that already happened. And when you're powerless to do something about it, I think it makes it even worse because there's no scenario in your head that you work out, you come out winning because it's completely out of your hands. So I can understand in a way what Doctor Strange must have felt because he remember, think about it, he was going to get an award for completing like a never before done procedure.
Yeah, basically it's an operation where you literally take away half of the person's brain.
Yeah.
And they still live.
And he did that, and he wasn't able to enjoy it because she passed away, and there was nothing medically that he could do, which is his field. There was nothing with all the knowledge he's got, all the experiences. There was nothing he could actually do. So, that just leaves you completely powerless. And then, yeah, hubris probably kicks in as well because he's like, well, I'm me. I should be able to find a way. And it just took him down that path that he went to.
I'm going to use
similar to what we can't speak about, what we saw yesterday, which we'll speak about next week. But it's the same kind of thing where the pain and hubris leads you down a path where you feel like you're on a righteous path, but to everyone else you're not, but you can't see it.
Yeah, so I'm going to throw two quotes at you from one of my favorite movies. You've got to kind of guess as well which movie it's from. I tell you the problem with the scientific power that you're using here. It didn't require any discipline to attain it. For that quote, just replace the word scientific with magic. And the other quote is, if I can just find it, your scientists, but let's replace that with magicians. Your magicians were so preoccupied, with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
I ain't gonna be able to guess who said those.
It's Ian Malcolm from the first Jurassic Park movie. So essentially what he's saying is just because you have this power doesn't mean that you should go off using it to your heart's content. You've got to show discipline, and you've got to make sure you use it in only the right circumstances. As Uncle Ben, the great rice maker, used to say, with great power comes great responsibility. 1 second. To be honest, it might be the case you don't have counsellors or psychiatrists. It's more that the people within the Marvel universe have that person.
There you go. Perfect, Bav. And that's exactly, I think, who she was for him. She was that person where no matter what he'd done, he knows that in terms of what accomplishments he did, she's going to set him straight. She's going to keep him just like Spider-Man had Uncle Ben. He knew that no matter how powerful he was, whatever, Uncle Ben would always drop some wise knowledge on him. I mean, we all have that, even in our life. We have like a parent or a grandparent, you know, like an older generation, you know, who has, they may not have the education and the type of experience that we have, but they have a different level of intellect and experience and knowledge. And with that knowledge and wisdom, they are able to drop some magical truth bombs and quotes to us where it's just like, wow, you know, it leaves your brain just like confused.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think this actually points though towards more than anything that if Dr. Stephen Strange is so dependent on one person, like he really isn't a well-rounded individual.
Yeah, but many people we're saying that Captain America is the same because he never got over Peggy. This man was frozen and he wake up and the first thing he said, "Where's Peggy?" Literally, he there going off. He's there fighting Thanos. He's there. Oh, I wonder what Penny's doing back now in 1965 on Fridays. Would have been sipping Coca-Cola and having a burger. Literally, that's all he was thinking about. Look what he done as the minute they were able to stop Thanos. What did he do? He went right back to the time, right back in time, right back for Peggy.
Yeah, but he didn't know he was going to end up causing a time loop. He should have done.
Really?
He didn't.
He would know because remember when he saw. Remember in one of the Avengers or was it one of the Captain America movie when he met Peggy's family when she was in the hospital about to die when she was old. Remember?
Yes.
And he did not think that by him going back in time and then stopping her from living that life that he's wiped out an entire timeline.
He wouldn't have wiped out a timeline. He wouldn't have wiped out a timeline.
Well, he did because she had kids and it wasn't with him.
That's not how the rules of the MCU work. He would have made a divergent timeline. He wouldn't have wiped out a timeline.
But why is there no repercussions? Or why is he not a villain? But
I think there will be repercussions for him in Loki season 2. They've confirmed, the writers have confirmed that by him going back in time and doing what he'd done with Peggy, he's created a divergent timeline. So I think at some point, that character is going, or some variation of that character is going to have to face up to the TVA, or maybe he created a timeline which the TVA deemed as that didn't need pruning, essentially.
But see, that's what I'm saying. It's all selective.
It's different to the circumstance you're talking about.
But it's still the same that his grief caused him to do that, but yet still there's no repercussions for him. Yet still, poor Doctor Strange, his grief made him do what he did, but no matter what he does, he can't change it. And not only that, but there's repercussion in the sense that the entire universe gets wiped out.
Yeah, that little thing, the entire universe was wiped out. Just that little bit of detail.
Yeah.
No, I just wiped out the entire universe. I actually killed more people than Thanos did when he snapped his finger. That small little detail.
Can you imagine that now? Yeah, they're all there in front of the judge having that conversation. Then it's like, yeah, but at least, listen, I only killed half the universe. I was trying to fix things. Loki's there saying, yeah, and everyone turns around. Yeah, but look at Doctor Strange. One woman, and he weren't even married to her. Didn't have no kids with her, no mortgage, and he killed off everyone in the universe.
Exactly. What a dick. What a dick. Brother just quickly brings up, thanks for agreeing with me, by the way, David. Brother brings up the point, I think the writers may have messed up with Captain America. In the comics, he wouldn't have done it. So, yeah, I think you might actually have a sliver of truth there. I think the Russo brothers and the MCU, on a wider scale, they both had different visions of what him going back in time will do. Some of the writers, and I think the Russo brothers, was it one way or the other, thought that he would be living that life within the MCU timeline. But then I think the writers who were like properly on top of things said, no, this is a divergent timeline. So I think at the time they weren't quite 100% on what their rules were of the multiverse. unfortunately. I reckon, yeah, they probably would have written that a bit differently.
So basically, it's kind of like what we do all the time, where we'll have like a discussion, and we may not agree. The only difference is they decided to go ahead and do that and said, well, he won't suffer any consequences for his action, but subsequently, anyone else who does going forward, they must get punished. They must suffer. Hard they came for Loki.
Well, as we said, like as my cousin says here, there might have been a variant Peggy in the first episode of Loki, which you can see a woman that looks very much like Peggy Carter being dragged away. So there are theories that is actually a TVA dealing with Peggy Carter possibly because Captain America has gone back to start this relationship. But anyway, I'm going to give you a first honors degree, Davian, in whataboutery, because you obviously struggled justifying Doctor Strange's case, so you moved on to Captain America to abuse him.
I diverted, and it worked.
No, it never. It just
I could have been like, I could be
really
a politician, bad. You see? I could be a politician, you say, so why haven't we got any water? I'm like, yes, but why is Manny using his cars and causing, pollution? He's killing all of us.
Exactly. So, yeah. So you are essentially a Tory MP. Congratulations.
That's my villain MP laugh.
Yeah. I think Boris Johnson is due to pop around to your house in about half an hour. He just wants a cup of tea or something.
Yeah. Remember when he done that? You see, it goes to show the power of distraction. Remember when he got in trouble it was the same time when he made the racial comments, wasn't it? And when the reporters went around to his house to question him, he went out and brought them cups of teas. And everyone literally forgot what they came for. Like forgot what they came for, like they've never had tea before in their life.
Yeah, well, like, this is very nice tea. I'm loving the Scottish shortbread biscuits. These are amazing. In Captain America 2, Peggy said she lived a good life. So Steve Rogers knew it would be wrong.
Thank you, Kay. So now, see, everyone's agreeing with me now because I'm right. And he did not care. He went and he did that. At least Doctor Strange wasn't trying to ruin his woman's life because she didn't have no life. R.I.P. girl.
So one second. We're saying they're both wrong. So we're saying they're both wrong in what they've done.
But he's more wrong. If anyone who should suffer, it should have been him.
1 second. Captain America created a divergent timeline. Doctor Strange killed a universe. A universe. Every living thing in that universe died. If anything, Captain America created life by creating a divergent universe.
Oh my God, Manny P, you are a villain.
That's science, today. Baby. Don't mess with science.
You are a villain today. Okay, Bab, I hope y'all seen. Manny P's the real villain today. He's basically justifying Captain America breaking up a family and saying it's A-okay because Doctor Strange was in pain, who you could clearly see, man had bags under his eyes because he didn't get no sleep, because he did crying himself to sleep. He was probably listening to so many sad love songs, some corny songs, probably listening to some of my collection.
Yeah, it's probably listening to Air Supply,
yeah,
man.
Some Air Supply days, listening to them, love them 80s ballads there, crying himself to sleep there, them Lionel Richie, You Are My Destiny, crying himself to sleep night after night. You notice when he realized what he had done, and he was even asking, listen, I will suffer instead. Let me suffer, not her, not the world. He was willing to actually pay with his life, take the suffering for his actions. I don't see Captain America doing none of that. What did Captain America do when he came back old wearing corduroy? He gave the shield like, yeah, boy, my job is done, bro. You take it now. And what did they all say? Not one of them said, Cap, that's wrong. You ruined someone else's life. Like, yeah, you deserve it. You deserve it. Those are the worst kind of friends. The Avengers are villains too. That's why you like them so much, Manny.
Okay. Do you feel better now?
Actually, I do. I mean, the guy just kills the whole universe. He make out like he's the bad guy. Whoopsie.
He didn't kill anybody. Captain America didn't kill anybody by going back in time.
No, I'm talking about Doctor Strange. He just made a mistake. It was an accident.
God, you could actually be like you could be the spin doctor for like the Tory party right now. Oh, we went to war, but we killed a few people, but it's okay. It's okay. Just a bit of
I'm gonna throw this out there for Disney and Marvel.
Doctor
If
Strange
you guys,
killed
yeah, if
infinite
you
families.
guys need, listen, yo, I'm trying to get my resume out there. Marvel, and Disney. If you guys need a good PR person for the quote unquote bad guys in your universe, to come and speak from a human perspective, giving a rational, coherent response to what's happened, I'm the guy for it. Yeah, I'm the guy. Doctor Strange, it was a misunderstanding. You killed the entire universe.
I'm not sure coherent is quite the apt term, but it sounds like you're almost going to be like what Paul Heyman is for Brock Lesnar, just advocating wrongness. Just a few comments here, sorry. But if you think about it, what Captain America didn't turn him into a monster. Doctor Strange turned into a monster. See, at least Captain America still had pureness in his heart. Doctor Strange. Actually, let's get onto this. This segues nicely onto the next point I wanted to make. Doctor Strange starts absorbing. Sorry, just one more. Like Voldemort from Harry Potter, his action caused him to be disfigured. Yeah, and he starts to change appearance. So, think about the symbolism. So, Doctor Strange, to get more power, starts absorbing all these dark entities, these dark demonic entities from, I'm assuming, different dimensions.
He don't know if they're dark. It's with powerful entities he was going after. It doesn't say whether. Why do you assume because someone or something is powerful, Manny, that mean that they're dark entities? Right? You're discriminating against those poor creatures. You don't know what they're about.
Because like that double-headed ram, which he absorbed, that's not a dark entity. From all of the research you've done, reading about
it could be disability.
Demonic.
It could be it could be a disability there. You're going to say, well, you're evil. Yeah. When he's got his car, he's got the disabled badge on the car, and you're saying, oh, I thought he was evil. Manny P, you can't discriminate. We don't know if they're evil or not.
Well, I'm going to discriminate, and I'll tell you why. Because I follow something called evidence, and evidence is important.
So wait, the little leprechaun that came out with the hat. It
wasn't a leprechaun; it was a gnome.
Same thing.
Not really.
No offense to you, gnomes and leprechauns out there. So you're telling me that it's evil?
Don't talk. Did you see its eyes?
Because it's got power.
Yeah, you don't have eyes like that because you're powerful and you want to have. I want to kill you eyes just because you're powerful.
Manny P's discriminating against the gnome because he look ugly. And he's like,
I didn't say he was ugly.
He's got wide eyes.
That was a good-looking gnome, to be fair. A damn good-looking gnome. But it was just an evil, good-looking gnome. The Rams are offended. Well, the Rams offend me. So, hey-ho.
Exactly. Thank you, Kay. At least, you see, there you go. He's speaking facts, and there you go. You don't care how you make the Rams feel. Now the Rams are going to need therapists as well now. Everyone because of you.
I don't. Anyway, so he was absorbing these dark entities. Dark entities. He oddly absorbs David the Gnome for some reason. I don't know why he absorbed David the Gnome. Rams are demonic. Thank you. So did you ever watch a cartoon called David the Gnome in your youth?
No.
Okay, so David the Gnome was I think it was a European-made cartoon. I used to watch it when I was about 9 or 10. It used to come on early. Okay, that makes sense. Probably why you didn't get a chance to watch it. Sorry. Don't go to any farms or zoos with rams. I mean, I'm not intending to, in all honesty.
Yeah, there we are. They're waiting for man to be like,
rams are a symbolism for Satan. It's like, it is what it is. Rams have often been used as a symbol for Satan.
Wait, hang on. That's my star sign as well, isn't it? The Capricorn is the ram.
Well, this explains a lot of your hot takes today. Then you are you are actually quite demonic. But
I'm drinking it in, man.
Yeah, just accept what you are. That's the important thing. So David the Gnome was this cartoon, and it was a lovely cartoon. So basically, it was about a gnome called David, as you can imagine, and he had the gnome wife, and It was just about his adventures doing gnome type things,
Such as
like hanging out with other gnomes and having gnome parties and stuff like that. And he had like a fox he used
no
to,
job,
huh?
so just partying all night. No
Well,
job, just going to people's yard, freeloading and partying.
well, he didn't need a job because he used to like pick his own food and you know all
From
that kind
where?
of stuff. He was living in a forest, Davian. Where do you think he picked his food from?
Well, he said because he's picking, he hasn't got a job, so picking his own food. If he's not planting, then that means it's stealing.
That's not how nature works, Davian.
So you can go on someone's orange farm where it says no trespassing and just take it because that's how nature works to you.
The legal requirements for whether fruit picking was allowed or not was never specified in David the Gnome. So I don't think we should assume that this was private property because it never looked like private property. You never once saw, I don't believe, a human being in an episode of David the Gnome. I think we were deep in the forest. This was all there to be picked. And, and you have to pick fruit because if you don't pick fruit, then it doesn't reproduce.
So you're justifying stealing because David the Gnome has got his iPhone ready so he can go on Google and check the legal requirement of what is considered stealing from what isn't. Well, Article 2 states that, as you haven't clearly pointed out that this is a private property, I can, and I quote, take fruits and it's not stealing.
So let's get this straight. Are you saying David the Gnome's evil because he steals?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you admit that thing that jumped into Doctor Strange was evil.
If you're saying if he's stealing fruits out there, then yeah.
Okay, I'm glad we agree that David the Gnome was evil. Okay.
And Doctor Strange stopped him, so Doctor Strange is good. There we go.
God, this is going to be a long session.
Marvel, see? The Spin Doctor at his work, doing his best right there.
The Captain America of gnomes. The creatures and animals coming out of the portals are demonic. When you look into it, the insect with the cape was symbolic, means the insect means invasion of evil. That's they are taking the cape means. So I'm glad my cousin's looking into it a bit more meaningfully than you are. Meaning he's becoming corrupt. Meaning what he says Mephisto. What he means to say is Mephisto is coming. Now when
Mephisto possibly coming, yeah.
So when he actually what's interesting is when he takes on these evil entities, absorbs their powers. He does. There's a bit where he does look a bit Mephisto-esque. Nobody wants to see your down below regions.
The T-shirt.
Good. Well, you slammed your camera all the way down.
My apologies. I'm evil.
Good. The insects are now offended. Well, the insects offend me often.
But we need insects.
We need bees. The rest of them can sod off.
I didn't say it. Don't cancel me.
Okay, well, I'm stand by what I say. I don't like flies. Cancel flies. That's my hot take.
So wait, just before you go any further, Manny, are you saying that because he took the cape, he's evil?
I'm not saying that, but he did take a cape.
Yeah.
But the cape was kind of corrupting. But it was quite funny as well that he looked at the insects and thought, "No, I'm not going to absorb you. You're way too you for me to absorb. But I'm going to take your cape because your cape's cool." Yeah, Doctor Strange was like, "Kill it with fire. I am not absorbing that thing." So he absorbs quite a few interesting things, and there's a bit as well where his face changes to like a Dormammu kind of face. So
yeah,
I wonder if he did actually absorb Dormammu as well at some point, which would have meant he was just mega powerful.
Or maybe it's just something from that realm. Maybe they all have that kind of similar look. So he just absorbed a lower creature from that realm because
maybe it was Dormammu's cousin.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that octopus thing is not more powerful than Dormammu.
Yep.
And he could
Exactly.
just about take that on. So there's no way he would have taken, he could beat Dormammu.
So apparently insects are now invading Croydon. That's good because we're north of the river. As long as the invasion stays there, we're fine. Good luck to all of our South London people. But yeah, so one of the bits I wanted to talk about was that one of the entities that, God, we've done 45 minutes already. We're not even halfway through. One of the entities that comes out of the portal is actually that big squiddy. That's my impression of a squid, by the way. I think it's quite good. That squid monster kind of comes out, which we saw in the Captain Carter episode. So I do wonder if this being... Sorry, I've got to read this out. It was it was Dormammu's cousin, Dora the Explorer. That's just mean if it was Dora the Explorer. Swiping, no swiping, shut up.
Yeah, the boots and boots and swiper.
But yeah, so I wonder if this entity is something actually is going to pop up in a few more what if episodes.
Or in any of the movies.
Yeah, absolutely. Or in the movies. There is a character called, oh God, I think something, it sounds something like Talk to the People. I'm going to Google this.
Yeah, so talking to the people about the perks of representing and understanding things from the villain's perspective. Too often, all we see is the story about the hero, what they went through, their hardship. We need to spend some more time, equal time, to focus on the villains or the supposed villains. What made them that way? What were their struggles? What was their tipping iceberg? What was it? We need to focus on them. Therefore, we can also try and understand things better. I think the only thing that really did that mainly was Black Panther, when they actually focused on Eric Killmonger. You get to see exactly why he was actually how he was and the reasons behind it and what he was doing, which made you able to relate to him. So even though he was a bad guy, if you noticed, people still had feeling, they were torn. If this was a wrestling match, literally the crowd wouldn't really be booing him alone. They'd be booing, some would be booing T'Challa as well, which would be sad, because we like T'Challa. But yes, so yeah. So again, Disney, if you need someone in Marvel to actually represent as a PR person for your villains, then I'm just saying, I'll be happy to help.
I'm back. I'm back. So the character is called Shuma Gorath. Basically, it's a big tentacle.
Yeah. Oh my God! I remember Shuma Gorath. He was actually in one of the games.
Oh, was he?
He was.
Okay.
He was in. You had X-Men versus Street Fighter,
and
then you had Marvel versus Street Fighter, and then you had Marvel versus Capcom. He was actually in. I believe he was in Marvel versus Street Fighter. Shuma Gorath. He was an actual main character on there that you could select.
Well, you could select a big one-eyed squid.
Squid thing, yeah. He could fight because squid, he's got the tentacles. He can run on the tentacles. He had good combination. As you're saying that now, I'm going to do that myself now. I'm going to check to see which one it is. Which one of the Marvel games was Shuma Gorath in?
So yeah, Shuma Gorath essentially was a big squid-like character in the Doctor Strange stories, which only had one eye. So, yeah, maybe he's just really upset about having one eye. It's a possibility. But yeah, that could be. Shuma Gorath is very much an interdimensional character in the comics, who came from a place called the Undying Dimension. From what I can see from Wikipedia, it's mainly a story from the 70s, so I don't know a lot about Schumacher. I don't have anything from the 70s which I can rely upon, but I think there's my guess is it's Schumacher, that character. What do you think? Do you think it's Schumacher?
He was in, and he used to be in the Marvels, Marvel superhero. It's actually got a really cool picture of him.
Yeah, so that's my guess. How do you think about it? Do you think it could be Schumacher?
Yeah, I think it could actually be. Or maybe something from the Schumacher race. Because Schumacher is really powerful. He could actually shoot out these eyeballs on you. And it literally stops you.
Is that from the game though? You're saying that?
Yeah, from the
Okay,
game. But I don't know if that was
let's not
based
treat that
on
as canon because it was in the Street Fighter game.
Well, we don't know what if those were some of his actual abilities that they would use on there, because the games were based on their actual abilities, what they had. So like Magneto was actually able to create the magnetic force field, do a magnetic shockwave. Cyclops could do a big optic blast, that kind of thing.
Okay, so according to this, his powers were shape-shifting, teleportation, levitation, altering reality, sympathetic magic, which I think he's doused you with. He's described as being vastly more powerful than other mighty demonic enemies such as Satanish and Mephisto, and is capable of automatically destroying multiple galaxies through aura pressure alone. So if it is Schumacher, he's a dude not to be messed with. So
yeah, that's him. Sorry, Manny Pete. So he was actually in Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter.
I like the way they've got him like folding his arms there, like he's
yeah,
like he's
and
really
Blackheart
badass.
was on there as well. Which Blackheart, I believe, is Mephisto's son.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, that's my bet. That's my bet. One last thing I wanted to pick up on before the last point I want to talk about regarding this episode is, so you kind of see the ending scene of Doctor Strange kind of being almost imprisoned within the universe which he's destroyed, in a kind of small universe pocket bubble.
Yeah.
I wonder if that Doctor Strange isn't dead.
No, he didn't die. He was just imprisoned. I think he's that powerful where he's not dead. He's just basically left there to suffer in his own creation of destruction.
So could we see that? Could we see that Doctor Strange again in the proper MCU? Because remember, all this stuff is canon.
We could do, but then at the same time, it's my brain is gone. I'm trying to think, what would they do with him? Because the fact that once he realized what he was doing was causing so much damage.
I'll tell you why I say this, and it's a long shot.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why I say this, and it's a long shot. Because we've seen the trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home, and we're all asking questions about Doctor Strange in that trailer because it doesn't feel like Doctor Strange at all. I'm just wondering if, could that be the what if Doctor? Could it be another Doctor Strange, an evil version of him? My brother thinks that universe blinked out of existence. I'm gonna have to double check that if it did or it didn't. But I'm just, because there is meant to be another episode of What If where Captain Carter and I think this Doctor Strange cross paths as well. People have seen in trailers. And there are rumors about Marvel possibly introducing Captain Carter into the like the live action stuff as well, because I think she's gone down really well with the fans.
Who was the first?
What, Captain?
No, to say
Captain
yeah.
Birdseye, we discussed this.
Who was the
You broke
first to
up.
say yeah, she's fit as well as intelligent and feminine? You were just saying she was butch.
Have you just made up a conversation and relayed it?
No, Captain Carter. You're talking about Peggy, right? Peggy Carter.
You're talking about from episode 1.
Yeah.
You remember that conversation very differently from what I remember that conversation.
I said she was sexy, and you said, nah, she's manly. She's butch.
I never called her butch.
What did you call her? You called her something.
Muscly.
There you go.
Something
Okay,
like
my
that.
bad.
I didn't call her butch. I wouldn't use language.
Well,
like
I slightly exaggerated what you called her, but I was like, well, she's sexy.
No. I took exception to that because I found it weird that you were getting attracted of animated. You were finding animated characters attractive past the age of 40. That's what I found weird about the situation.
Well, technically, I haven't passed the age of 40, so then that means it's acceptable. If that was the case. Not saying it is, I'm just saying, a woman is always meant to feel beautiful, so that's what I was doing.
Okay, I'm glad you've got so much love for animated characters.
Yeah. You on the other hand, well, she muscly. You know how to make a woman feel good, Manny.
I think we've just
you realize you could snap your neck in a second.
I think we've just established that I didn't say that, but whatever backs up your argument. So do you find this lady attractive?
That doesn't look like a lady. You know who that looks like? Honestly. And when I say it to you, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, it does. That looks like Ramsey Nesbitt. Ramsey Nesbitt. You remember the Ramsey Nesbitt?
Yeah, I remember Ramsey Nesbitt.
He's got the nose.
I can't quite see it myself.
That's not a lady.
But it's got a lady's name. Gonna name her Karen.
Oh Lord. Definitely don't want to mess with Karens.
Well, yeah, exactly. This is a whole conversation for another day. You're right. So I think that's everything to do with Doctor Strange we've covered. Is there any other final points you wanted to discuss about Doctor Strange?
No, it's just sad how, if you notice, all these, jokes aside, if you look at all these villains, Thanos, all of them, it's always some great pain that they've been through that they either want to spare others from going through, or in Doctor Strange's case, like he's trying to fix for his own self, and they always just I'm trying to make a serious point and then I just see that comment box and it's just Mrs. Potato Head, literally that's who that looks like. It's just sad that they go through these things and then nothing gets done, but the minute, to help them, but the minute they become a threat, then everyone comes after to stop them. I mean, why can't we try and help fix these problems rather than wait till when things get so bad, then you try and literally stop the person that's causing the problem? It's no different to rebellions.
Are you saying that
people have rebellions?
Are you saying prevention is better than cure?
Yeah.
I agree with you. I mean, that's always been the best way to go about doing things. Unfortunately, we live in a society which can't quite see that, unfortunately.
You think about it. He was so traumatized by what happened to him, Thanos, as a child, when he saw war, hunger, suffering, and the wars was all caused by hunger. People wanted to make sure that their, tribe was fed, then it moved on to countries, and it literally traumatized him that he grew up not wanting to hate, but he wanted to prevent that from happening again.
Yeah.
And if that means he was going to have to be the biggest bad guy to do it, then so be it. And that's exactly what he done. And again, this is just the same thing,
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know, this is a bit far-fetched, but maybe with all that magic Doctor Strange absorbed, not only was his pain amplifying, but maybe he started feeling, he became more like an empath where he was drawing in the energy from people who was going through similar heartache, people who had traumas that they couldn't get over.
I
So it
mean,
just amplified his.
that's quite a theory. I think we need a bit more premise for that, but it's an interesting theory. All the same. I wonder if finally next week we're going to get the zombie episode, which I'm really looking forward to.
You said 9 weeks. It's 9 episodes. This is,
yeah,
isn't
so
it?
there's
And this
5
was
episodes
4.
left.
Maybe
So
they'll leave it closer towards Halloween, which is October.
Maybe. I mean, it'll be the first week. It'll be the first week of October, in theory, or first or second week of October, because that's when it will end. Maybe, but what was the point I was going to make? So yeah, we know we've got the zombie episode coming up. We know we've got the episode where Eric Killmonger saves Tony Stark.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that one's going to be really good. So there's another 3 episodes which we're not sure what's going to happen. There's going to be an episode as well where we think this evil Doctor Strange is going to meet Captain Carter. Davie P, if you try and talk to Godkiller, we won't have 4-4. Just so
I'll have to research that and I'll get back to you on that. If there's a will, there's a way that I will find to relate to him.
Yeah, that's interesting. So I'm just everybody knows we saw Shang-Chi yesterday.
Yeah.
It was all right. I'm joking. It was awesome. I loved it.
You can't even keep a straight face saying that. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was absolutely awesome. We actually did a little vlog pre and post watching of it, and it was fun. It's only 5 minutes, so please check it out. There was no spoilers in it. We're not going to ruin it for anyone yet. Next weekend, though, that's the day. So please make sure y'all check it. All our subscribers, everyone, check it out, because we are going to be speaking about it with full spoilers revealed. So make sure y'all check it out. And again, like I said in our videos, if you watch it, make sure you watch all the way to the end credit completely finishes, till the screen goes white and the lights come back on and you see the cleaners in the cinema come to start cleaning for the next showing. So then you can leave.
So I do, whenever I watch a Marvel movie and people getting up to go, I'm like, come back. Where are you guys going?
I don't think that. I'm thinking, good. Ha ha ha. I'll know they won't.
You're kind of like, it's just my moment now with whatever. It's just being the hardcore. The other people there with you are the hardcore.
Do you ever do that as well, Manny P? Like when you're leaving after that happens and you think, oh, look at all those idiots that left. And then the few of you that remains that watch it, do you like look at each other when you're going out and nod like,
yeah,
we know. Yeah. We knew what happened.
And as well, how annoying were those kids? And we're not talking like teenage kids. We're talking like kids age probably 10 or something. How annoying were those kids yesterday in the back of the cinema?
Yeah, we're still alive. So, I did say what I did, I did express myself to you in the cinema, about a what if. Just like how we're talking about what if right now, there was a different what if. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, like, what if that wasn't it? What if those parents never had kids?
Yeah. What if they were of legal adult age where for a moment I could be violent and it wasn't an issue? Because they were ruining it for people. You spend your money to come out and then, you got all these chatting in the cinema. I don't even
know what they were chatting about, because I could hear a lot of like rustling of plastic as well. Like, they were making noise.
I don't think that's one of the things that saved them, because think a lot of people would have, addressed it differently if they were older, but because they're young, you don't want, they're kids. Probably a bit boisterous because they're out, first time with their friends and whatnot.
First time ever.
Yeah.
But yeah. But it didn't ruin our enjoyment of it. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, because you picked good seats. At least we weren't hearing it too much. You could just barely hear it behind them. It was, it did help that we're in a big theatre room, so it was pretty good.
Yeah, respect to the Hackney Picture House. Respect to Hackney.
Yeah, respect to the usher that didn't laugh too much, when someone wanted us to go inside 15 minutes before everything started.
Yeah, that's me. I like to be on time for stuff.
And when we went in, there was still a cleaner finishing up his duties before it started.
We should have helped him, in all fairness. We should have just gotten a dustpan and brush and helped him just sweep up a bit. But let's talk about this now. So we're going to do the stream for What If, episode 5, Thursday or Friday night, and then we'll do the Shang-Chi stream on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday or Sunday.
And
let's leave it Sunday, just in case anyone wants to go out Saturday and watch it.
Okay,
so we'll do it Sunday. So that
we'll do Sunday, and I'm usually not busy on a Sunday. You have to be Sunday evening though, because I'm going to a Lego convention kind of thing on Sunday.
Living the wildlife party.
That's me. Whew. Can't hold me down. I'm doing all the crazy stuff.
Police officer stopping you. Look like one of those Lego bandits. Where you off to? Lego, yeah. We got another one over here.
Yeah. I might have cool stuff I've bought, which I can show you as well next week on screen. But yeah, cool. Davie, say goodbye to the lovely people.
Yes, goodbye, lovely people. I am out.